Hello, my name's Kay. Do I want to talk about the Manatreed situation again? No. Am I going to? Yes. So I don't really have a script or anything for this. I was just gonna kind of go off the cuff and kind of tell you guys how I feel. And I wasn't really going to make this video or record anything about the Manatreed situation again, because I felt like that's beating a dead horse. Until I saw and heard of a few different people on Twitter and just online, kind of scrutinizing smaller content creators for being upset or being a little bit jealous about Manatreed's overnight success. And I feel like that's not cool. Like, definitely, we'll get into that in a second. Um, but I do want to start off with don't, send hate to Manatreed. He did good. He did a good first stream. Um, he lucked out. He played the algorithm. He did the clickbait. He did a really good job with getting where he is in a very fast amount of time. Um, and it's already probably really hard for him right now to intake the amount of success that he's had within the past few months and the amount of stuff that he is going to have to deal with now on the internet. Stuff meaning like hate comments, criticism, things like that. So definitely don't send any more of that towards him because he does not deserve that. He's a nice guy from what we can all see from his most recent stream. So I'm definitely not trying to bash on Manatreed. I know my previous video about this situation was kind of more hostile, but that's because we didn't know any information. So definitely don't go bash on him. He does not deserve that at the current moment, and he doesn't deserve it in the future. Um, but what I wanted to kind of discuss is not really Manatreed, or not really any of the other big content creators. I wanted to discuss people bashing smaller content creators on Twitter or online. So, smaller content creators, obviously, they don't have this overnight success. And I think someone who put it really well is Boomer NA. If you don't know him, currently has been on the Dream SMP. He's been a content creator for a while, since about 2013 is what he said. Um, Everyone starts at different areas in careers, which is true for any career. Um, you could start at middle management or you could start as like a cashier. So it's true for any career. While Twitch is unlike most anything else that you will see someone pursue, it's still very much similar to other career paths in like the structure. Um, so yeah, Boomer said that, and I think that's a really good thing to think about. He also said that this happens, someone blowing up like this happens once in a blue moon, which it does. Like, look at Rambo. It happened last year. This year it's Manatreed. So it's a really rare situation that people blow up to this extent at an almost overnight like basis. Um, while all those things are like facts, it still does not give anyone the right to diminish smaller content creators' feelings. Um, and I don't think that people who are trying to diminish these feelings of like either like jealousy or kind of like not really hatred, but just kind of like annoyance aren't really understanding the point. I think they think it's more of an envy thing, which like I guess part of it is if you're talking about jealousy. 'Cause yeah, it would be nice to blow up that fast overnight and become successful like that. But I think what they're like not seeing is some of the underlying factors of this like annoyance, which I talked a lot about in my previous video regarding the Manatreed situation and laid out there. But I'll lay it out again a little bit. Um, it's more of like annoyance about the fact that it's more of annoyance in regards to how he got his fame, or his following, I guess you would say. Rambo obviously, like, he did TikTok and he streamed for a little bit and he had some kind of like background in content creation. Granted, it was only maybe like a few months, whereas Manatreed had no background. He had no equipment actually to stream. Um, so you can definitely see a lot of aggravation from smaller content creators about that. Because when Dream put out the tweet that was like, I want to invite someone else onto the Dream SMP, it's obviously it obviously was thought that he would choose someone with a good amount of content that they had already made and a good amount of time that they had already put into content creation, because that shows that they're passionate about it. But seeing someone who hadn't made any content in the past becomes a little bit upsetting, if you guys can see where I'm coming from. And I think a lot of his like nuance into the community, into streaming, was shown on his stream, which he did a great job. Like, I'm not trying to say that he did a bad job, but you can definitely see the kind of inexperience that he had on this first stream. So I feel like that's kind of like one reason that smaller streamers, or smaller content creators, I guess, are upset. It's because of this like lack of experience and the way that he blew up. And I don't think that other people deserve or should criticize these smaller content creators for being upset about this. Everyone has a right to their own feelings and their own justifications for those feelings, especially if they aren't rooted in hatred. Um, I don't think any of the small content creators who are being a little bit critical about the situation hate Manatreed. I don't hate Manatreed. I don't know that man. From what I've seen, he's gonna be a good streamer. Like, I'm gonna check back on him in 6 months and see, how his personality has developed, how his stream has developed. I'm curious to see his growth. So I don't think any of us who are critical about this hate this man. There's no reason to. I think we hate the situation that brought him to where he is. And sure, maybe it's rooted a little bit in jealousy. Um, but again, I don't think that gives anyone the right to criticize and degrade these smaller content creators for having these feelings. And sure, use this as motivation to continue to stream, continue to make good content, continue to push yourself towards that goal if that's what you want the goal to be. But I think all of us, all small content creators, are always going to keep in the back of our minds that in order for us to blow up, you have to pull a gimmick. You're going to have to pretend to be Dream. Right? And I think that's another reason why smaller content creators are so upset. Look, I don't know where I'm going with this video. All I'm trying to say is these people who are critical of the situation don't deserve the hate that they're getting. Please, let them feel their emotions. If you're a big content creator and you are criticizing these people's criticism, if you're talking down to these people who have these feelings about the Manatreed situation, you are a piece of shit. You also didn't blow up overnight. That's not what we're upset about. You're not listening to us. You're not listening to these small content creators. And if you're someone who's never created content in the past and you're just a fan of content, you don't know how it works. I'm sorry, you don't. Um, there's a lot that goes into it behind the scenes, like the editing, like the recording, like the social networking, like the posting on every other social media platform that is out there. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that also fuels this kind of negativity towards the situation. So this is a kind of off the cuff video. Those are my thoughts. Please do not hate on Manatreed. Please do not hate on small content creators who are feeling a little bit hurt about this situation, because they don't deserve it. Manatreed doesn't deserve it. None of us deserve the negativity that is going around for this video and this stream. So please, take care. Continue pushing forward. Continue being motivated. And I will see you guys in a normal video later. Bye!